Welbo! Welcome to All Wrestling Show. I'm your most fickle host, Lip Hazlewood, and this is our very cynical look back at NXT's special event, Spring Breakin. That's right. But before we dive into the show today, a quick shout out to the non-competitors. You know, the glue in the building and such. Anyways, first, he's the man that makes all the decisions. You know, representing the man. He is Shawn Michaels. And with the authentic theme music provided by me. Okay. Next, getting all the pre-match interviews and all the backstage scoops, it's the very own Mackenzie Mitchell. And last, but certainly not least, it's the commentary team. It's the play-by-play guys, the hosts, and I even call them the narrators of the whole show. They are the team of a two-time Hall of Famer, and a man with a champagne wishes and a caviar dreams. It's a Booker T, and backing him up is the voice of reason. That's right. He is and a tippity-top commentator on his own right. It's Vic Joseph. Now, without any further cadoos, let's get on with the show. Now we start this the show off with a big match, and it is a trunk match. A trunk match between the D'Angelo family, Tony D'Angelo, and the underboss, Channing Stacks Lorenzo. Man, Channing Stacks Lorenzo. He doesn't talk like that, but I'd make him talk like that. Versus two tasty snacks, the team of Pretty Deadly, Elton Prince and Kit Wilson. Now, I gotta say this here. There was two championship matches on today's card, and I think they made a mistake. They should have opened up with a championship match and ended with a championship match. But, you know, it's like a delicious sandwich where the bread is the tastiest part. Okay, so this match. Now, this is a trunk match. Trunk meaning not just a trunk, you know, where on the side of the bed you put a trunk with garbage in there. Yeah, a toy trunk. This is a trunk of a car. You gotta put them in the trunk of a car. Now, this match is like a ambulance match, where you gotta throw someone in the back of the ambulance. You gotta throw someone in the back of the car. And so, which means there is it's a no holds barred match. No disqualification. Anything goes, baby. It's like a lights out unsanctioned match as well. It's like that. So if anything would happen, it doesn't matter. This match was a lot of fun, period. This was a lot of fun. It was a bunch of nonsense. This was a lot of fun. Because in this match, of course, they took it to the back right away to show that there is, in fact, an old-fashioned car waiting for them to be someone to get thrown into it. But here's the thing. In this match, they had like Tony D'Angelo use a wheelbarrow to knock out, in a match. Now, here's the thing. In the WWE lore, there is talk about taking a bump on like 1,000 soda cup lids. 1,000 soda cup lids. And it's just so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous it almost happened. So they thought, how can we possibly make a bump more ridiculous than taking a bump on 1,000 soda cup lids? Why? We'll take a bump in inside a kiddie pool, or a kiddie pool filled with bouncy balls. Hardcore. So yeah, this is hardcore because they had the chairs, the fold-up chairs, and this showed one thing for sure. You know, taking chairs probably doesn't hurt as much as you might think. Doesn't hurt as much as you might think, because they took turns beating each other down with chairs. You know, Pretty Deadly taking chair shots to the head, and then it's the D'Angelo family taking chair shots. So now here we go. After the chair shot reversal, we got ourselves a little bit of the Channing Stacks Lorenzo. See, he gets involved with a little bit of the spilt milk outside the ring. Now, this was the worst looking spilt milk I've ever seen. Kit Wilson sets up Stacks Lorenzo. Elton Prince runs up and pretty much misses. It's like a drive-by spilt milk. But nevertheless, though, we're to believe that it happened. And they take Channing Lorenzo and they throw him in the back of the trunk. The car in the trunk. It's true. It's pretty bad for Channing. It's over for him. But he's got to, before the match ends, he's got to get a Tony D'Angelo back there. And I'm thinking now it's got to be a 2-on-1. That's where things are going to get interesting, right? Wrongo. They try and get Tony D'Angelo. He fights a bit. And when they try to throw him in the trunk there, the trunk, when he opens up, why? Someone had left a fire extinguisher inside the trunk. How about that? A little bit of a setup. So when they open the trunk, they get a face full of, fire extinguisher smoke. That's right. That's what it sounded like. So with that, we got ourselves Elton Prince like, oh, my eyes. Oh, I can't see a thing. And Kate Wilson's like, no! And then we got Tony D'Angelo coming up there with a tire iron or a crowbar and whacks him across the head with it. So in real life, if this were to be a real crowbar, and if you were to swing it like that at somebody, you would break bones. This would end, your career. You have a bad life after that. Yeah. It's a lot of, rehab. So anyways, he smacked the hell out of him with obviously, the prop. So ridiculous. I mean, he could just punch him in the face. So dumb. But anyways, it's Kit Wilson. He tumbles back inside the car there. Elton Prince, then a double team. It is a double, a backdrop driver through a table. Oh, those poor drinks. They had no chance. They just fell all over the floor. It's true. After that, they threw him in the trunk. So yeah, both Kit Wilson and Elton Prince thrown into the back of the trunk. And it's a win for the Angelo family, but it's not over. The match is over, but it's not over for this whole quartet. The Angelo family get into Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo, the underboss, gets into the car and drive off. Where are they going? I suppose maybe some sort of weird sex club? We'll find out later. So after that, we go to our next match. The pre-match, little warm-up, little pump-up. We got ourselves Duke Hudson pumping up Andre Chase back there. Duke Hudson, the person who got Andre Chase involved with the match in the first place. Giving him some inspirational words for his big match against Braun Breaker. Now, unlike the first match was about 12.5 minutes. This match was 2.5 minutes, under 2.5 minutes. This was ridiculously short. And everybody knew who was going to win, who was going to lose. Andre Chase had a snowball's chance in hell. You got no chance. It was true. Now, Andre Chase did the only thing he could do. Just attack as the bell starts, a sneak attack. So right as the bell starts, Andre Chase goes to attack. Now, here's the thing. Andre Chase, before we go on with the match, Andre Chase, his ring gear is so ridiculous because he's got no ring gear. He's never had ring gear. Andre Chase has always wore his street clothes. They're street clothes. He's got a button-up shirt. Over top of that is a sweater with track pants and sneakers. That's what he calls his wrestling gear. I mean, perhaps Montez Ford on Monday, he copied his lackadaisical non-ring gear look. But it's ridiculous. Come on now. Be a professional a little bit. You're Andre Chase of Chase U, a university, a fake university. Come on now, represent. So anyways, in this match here, we all know who's going to win, and it's going to be Braun Breaker. The new Braun Breaker, all in black. This is the Braun Breaker we all didn't know, we all needed. We all knew we needed. This is the Mike Awesome of the ECW days when he was took no prisoners, just destroyer. And now this is the thing. Andre Chase, back to the match. Andre Chase comes attacking Braun Breaker, gets a quick attack. Braun wasn't ready for it, and he gets Braun down. And then Andre Chase decides to treat Braun Breaker like some sort of schmo, some sort of schmuck, some schmoly, some schmeasel. Or Shamaza, I should say. Anyways, so he starts kicking him down with a Chase U kick. And after the C, he goes to the H, but nope. Braun's like, that's it. He catches that leg, and he stands up. And then that's it for Andre Chase. He clobbers him down with a massive lariat. That could have ended it right there. A clothesline from hell, baby. A standing clothesline. That could have ended it. It was devastating. Ends up picking him up with this massive press power slam. And it was pretty impressive. And then after that, throws Andre Chase into a camel clutch. Just screams on his back. Just like bends him backwards. And it's over in seconds after he puts a camel clutch on. The clutch is over. So that's right, Braun Breaker. A true destroyer. This man, I've always been a fan. I think they should show him more. Because he demands respect. You know, he's in the ring there. You respect his ability. Period. You may not like him. I think he's great. Anyways, it's good to see a hungry Breaker back there working. Even though it's against Andre Chase. And that is, I guess, the low-hanging fruit, attacking Andre Chase as Braun Breaker. You know, that's quick heat. Quick heat. Anyway, speaking of heat, we go backstage. It's an attack. That's right. It's Ilya Dragunov getting attacked by Street Justice. I'm Street Justice. Dijak. So he comes to attack. Now, they have got a feud going on. You know, Dijak doesn't like Ilya, and Ilya doesn't like Dijak. Now come to a time where Dijak attacks Ilya from behind. Throws him to into like the ladder. These ladders. And then next note, he's got him lying down at the dock door. The loading docks. And then Dijak tries to pull down the sliding door. The door. Yes, pulling it down. And it was weird. It was kind of weird because it got stuck for a bit. But eventually he got it down. He tried to crush Ilya Dragunov's ribs. And it's a statement made. You know. So this is going to be something big. I suppose it's going to be for Battleground probably. Ilya Dragunov and Dijak. A big match. I think Dijak's going to lose it. Ilya Dragunov, you know. It's the bizarre one. So anyways, next up. We got ourselves an interesting situation here. In next match it is Lyra Valkyria versus Cora Jade. Now, I believe Cora Jade is off. In my mind, Cora Jade's all ego. Cora Jade versus Lyra Valkyria. Now, it is. Cora Jade is all attitude. But when it comes down to putting a match together, it's not there. It's not there. Cora Jade was great when she was with Roxanne Perez, because Roxanne Perez knows how to put together a decent match. She's an architect, period. And when it comes down to Lyra Valkyria, before her injury, she was fearless. Lyra was a fearless woman before her injury. After her injury, she's a different woman. Her mind's different. She's Captain Cautious in that ring. She's really careful. So, what's going to happen in this match? I was shocked to see it being almost 10 minutes. I thought it was going to be a fast one, a throwaway match. But they tried, I guess. It was bonkers, as in what just happened. Meaning this: during commercial break, Vic Joseph brings back to a moment what happened when Lyra Valkyria was on a roll, and she's going to do a move, and this is what turned things around. Now Lyra goes up for a springboard, like a lion salt style, in the center of the ring, go for a springboard off that, and this is where Cora Jade comes up and supposed to have kicked the ropes from underneath the Lyra's feet. But this is the hilarious part. As you can see the picture here. If you don't see it, there's a picture of Cora Jade going for a big kick, missing the kick completely, whiffing on a kick. Lyra Valkyria it's scripted that she's got to fall down on her back, so she's got to fall down on her back. No questions asked, baby. It was, It was, when you see this, it's like, yeah, that's the match. That's how it's going. Mm-hmm. And we got a moment here where it truly shows Lyra Valkyria and her safetiness. And she gets Cora Jade outside the ring there. And she's rearing up. She's rearing up for a tope? A suicida? No, she doesn't. She does a drop kick. She jumps up, does a drop kick, and catches herself before she hits ropes. So she jumps up and sits down on the second rope. And she managed to make contact with Cora Jade. It's just lame. But what shocked me the most, after that, they get back in the ring there, and Lyra Valkyria climbs to the top rope. Finishes up. I'm like, okay, she's on top rope. What's going to happen here? Cora Jade's clearly going to pull her off somehow. She's not going to follow through with anything. But I was so wrong. I was so wrong. Lyra Valkyria with the top rope missile drop kick. Lands. I thought, okay, is she going to land on her feet somehow? No, she lands on her stomach. I was shocked. I did not see that happening. That was the big move of the night. But however, there was a move that kind of got me kind of thinking. Now, Lyra got it's the fisherman suplex onto Cora Jade. Now, it was called like, could this have been, what's that, the Mr. Perfect's finishing move? Was it, now, Vic Joseph called it the, what's that, the Plex Perfect. Now, is it the Plex Perfect? Because I remember it being called the Perfect Plex. Doesn't mean anything. Who's right? There can only be one right answer. Is it the Perfect Plex, or is it Plex Perfect? Anyways, after that, it gets interesting. Cora Jade turns things around. She ends up rolling outside the ring and going to her thing, which Cora Jade does. When she doesn't know what to do, she goes for her go-to thing, and that's her kendo stick, her trusty painted black kendo stick. A whole world painted black. Hits that kendo stick, gets a kendo stick, goes in the ring there, and she's showing it off to the whole world to see. Referee's like, oh, what's going on here? He's trying to grab the kendo stick. But he shouldn't have grabbed the kendo stick right away, because it ruined the ending, the surprise ending. I guess it's supposed to be a surprise ending, where she, I guess, supposed to smash Lyra Valkyria in the head with it. Lyra's like, no! And she falls backwards. Now, this remind me of Terminator 2. When Linda Carter, she's like, oh! She falls back, when she meets Arnold for the first time, Terminator, So, yeah. So, it's pretty interesting that. Anyways, doesn't matter. So, Lyra falls backwards, and then of course she gets back up. The referee takes the kendo stick, and I guess he puts it away. He's about to put it away, and that's when it gets weird, because as soon as the referee's got the kendo stick, Lyra comes in with her massive spinning kick, a spinning heel kick, and it looked like. In this wrestling world, she hit her face with the spinning heel kick, but apparently she missed. And like that, it's like, I guess what, Pretty Deadly did earlier with they did this Charlie Brown thing with the football and the kick thing. So this is basically the kick missing the football, and the football being Cora Jade's face. So she spins herself around and out and on her butt. Cora Jade capitalizes by knocking the leg of, taking out the knee of Lyra Valkyria. And then a DDT later, it's over. Match was, it happened. It happened. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't good, but it happened. So Lyra Valkyria loses to Cora Jade. So now we go to the vignette of what's happening with the D'Angelo family. Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo, the underboss. Why it's you can hear thump 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 thump. I think Pretty Deadly's waking up out of their coma. Time to do something. So Channing gets out of the car. They stop the car. Channing I guess closes the door on them a couple of times. Like, hey, what's that? Hey, it's so ridiculous. What a spot. So anyways, we're keeping up to date. What's happening with the Tony D'Angelo and Pretty Deadly? I still think this could have been the second match. So anyways, next up we got our big match. This one here should have been a main event match, because this was match of the night. Should have been either first or last. Either or. Should have been first, if anything. Now what happens in this match here? It was one thing for sure. It was match of the night. Grayson Waller, Carmelo Hayez, Trick Williams at his side. This was about 12 minutes in length. It was really good. Back and forth. A lot of good back and forth in the match. Now, early on in the match, we had ourselves a weird situation. Grayson Waller slides out of the ring there. He, I guess, some distraction technique. Didn't really lead to anything. He threw a chair into the ring there with amazing hand-eye coordination. Carmelo Hayez catches that damn chair. Like, wow. Yeah, that happened. It was pretty cool. And then it's Trick Williams comes around the corner there, and he gets caught in the belly with a chair and smashing him back. Whammo! It's like, oh boy, that's good. Is this going to end soon now? Could this be the beginning of the end? Carmelo Hayez slides out of the ring there and, to see what Trick's okay. And then he gets clobbered too. Not with the chair clothesline there, but that didn't go to anywhere because it just went to commercial break. Now, the end sequence. Let's skip to the end sequence. It was pretty good. A really good match. Carmelo Hayez. He's the innovator of offense. Carmelo Hayez, he's next level taking bumps. Carmelo Hayez takes bumps like nobody's business. But here we go. But not as good as Wesley though. But anyways, Carmelo Hayez, innovative offense. He does the springboard move like a lion salt. He jumps up on the springboard. He is going backwards now. And he's with timing, precision. He hits Grayson Waller with a massive DDT, a DDT, and pretty impressive. Now, this is where it gets strange. They start fighting on a corner of the ring. Carmelo Hayez decides to do the move again. Carmelo Hayez clearly decides to go to the well once too often. He doesn't care where Grayson Waller is at the time. So he goes to the well once too often. He jumps onto ropes for the springboard. He jumps off. Looks like he's going for a Cody cutter. That's right. But it's Grayson Waller. He's starting his finishing move, the rolling, what's that? Cutter, the stunner, rolling stunner. So he catches while, Carmelo Hayez is going off the ropes. He gets caught with the cutter. And it's not over. Because once Carmelo Hayez gets hit with the cutter, he pops out, he pops up. Oh, he gets hit hard and he ends up rolling out of the ring. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Next level of interesting. Because Carmelo Hayez is then put on top of the table, the announcement table, and then with the biggest move of the night, Grayson Waller goes off the top rope with a massive elbow drop, crushing Carmelo Hayez and crushing the ring, the commentating table. And you figure this is the end of the match. We got ourselves a new champion. Because this would end it for anybody, So Carmelo Hayez gets picked up and thrown back into the ring. Grayson Waller goes for a cover. Carmelo Hayez kicks out. Wow. Now Grayson decides to do something else. I'm not sure what he tries to do. He gets him into a fireman's carry. He spins him out, and he gets caught with the old the lung blower, the old recoil, the old code breaker. That's right. And after that, it was pretty much over. Now Grayson Waller he slides outside the ring there. Carmelo Hayez goes after him. Grayson Waller grabs his arm, it's Carmelo grabs Grayson's arm, but Grayson slides outside, pulling Carmelo Hayez with him and pulls him into the ropes. Carmelo hits those ropes and bounces back, gets enough distance where the end happens, the final act. Grayson Waller tries to go for his finishing move, the front roll stunner. So from the outside of the ring, try to go for the front roll inside the ring. Now that's where things get weird. I'm not sure what happened, but apparently he doesn't do a roll properly or something. He rolls in there, his ankles clip the ropes or something. I'm not sure, but he couldn't finish the roll. He couldn't finish that roll, so he stalled. And with that stall, he gets kicked in the face by Carmelo Hayez, and Carmelo has enough time to climb the top ropes, and with nothing but net, which is the top rope axe kick, the leg drop, puts an end to it. But however, after the match, Carmelo Hayez decides to, challenge Braun Breaker to a match at Battleground. That's right, the big pay-per-view. And why? Braun Breaker had nothing to do but say yes, because he's now the new monster of the NXT. He comes in, he doesn't come in the ramp area where Carmelo Hayez and Trick Williams were waiting for him. He comes into the side, and he's about to spear the hell out of Carmelo Hayez, but Trick Williams pushes him out of the way, and he gets hit. Carmelo Hayez, however, he's still a little bit hurt from the match. He gets picked up, press, power slam, puts out Carmelo Hayez for a time being. Carmelo rolls out of the ring. Inside the ring, Trick Williams is bent into a pretzel. That's right. It's with Braun Breakers. Break him in half with a camel clutch. I wonder if he's going to call it something else. And then outside the ring, Braun Breaker puts a statement on Carmelo Hayez by giving him spear straight through the. There's a watch place there. There's like a balcony where wrestlers like to watch the match, and they have like little spots here where wrestlers go on the balcony. So anyways, the balcony is held up and they have this covering over it, this cardboard covering. And why? Braun Breaker puts Carmelo Hayez right through the cardboard there. Pretty devastating. Now with that, we go from devastating to interesting. I think this is gonna tell a lot of stories. It's gonna be a definitive of Schism. What's gonna happen this and next month. Okay, so what I say is to two Joes, my two Joes of NXT. It is Joe Gacy of Schism and Ava Rain. They meet up with Joe Coffey of the Gallus. And this comes down to this, why Joe Gacy wants a match. He actually doesn't want to watch. He wants the fact that he wants the Dyads, Jagger Reed and Rip Fuller. He wants them to have a tag team championship opportunity against Wolfgang and Marcus Coffey, your current tag team champions. So in order to do that, he said, I'm challenging you to a match. And if I win, if Joe Gacy wins, me, Joe Gacy, if I win, the Dyads get an opportunity at the belts. But it's Joe Coffey. No, then. If you don't win the match, then what is it for us? What do I get then? But if you don't win the match, that's how he sounded like, I swear. So, anyways, if Joe Gacy loses the matches, why? The Dyads will no longer get a tag team champion opportunity at all. Never again. Against the Gallus Boys. So yeah, that could be a big divide. I can see when Joe Gacy loses next week, it's going to be a question of, why do we have you? Why are we in Schism anymore? Why are we in Dyads? 2 units and 1 controller? I don't think so. We don't need you anymore. That's right. That's me copying the Dyads, Rip and Jagger. Anyways, the Dyads, will it be the grizzled young veterans, or they just be the grizzled veterans after this whole kevaple of the schism. Anyways, who knows? Nothing might happen at all. They just might be schism forever. Okay, next up, we go and find out what happened to Carmelo Hayez, why he can't leave ringside on his own power. He's been drawn out. He's taken out on a stretcher and gurney. Trick Williams like, my meal ticket. He didn't say that, but you knew what he meant. So now our next match. It is a mixed tag match. We've been waiting for this forever. This was the center of the soap opera for a long time. Them Denim Boys, Josh Briggs, Brooks Jensen, Fallon Henley, and Kiana James. They come to a head now. They've taken sides. It's Fallon Henley now with Josh Briggs fighting their brother from another mother. It's Brooks Jensen and Kiana James. Now this match here, this is all about storyline. That's it. The match itself was fun. It was a fun match. They wrestled. Now they used the traditional mixed tag rules here, where men can only fight the men, the women can only fight the women. Therefore, if one tags, the other is automatically tagged. The other team is automatically tagged. Therefore, yeah. So what happens in this match? Why? There's a lot of back and forth. This match could have just been 5 minutes and we've all been happy. This could have just done the job in 5 minutes, but no. They stretched this one for 12 minutes. This match felt like it was a 20-minute match. It felt like a really long match. Now, we go to our ending sequence here. Bypass a lot of the stuff that happened right to the end. Now, we got a section here where it's Kiana James. She had to beat down on Fallon Henley. And she decides to tag in some Brooks Jensen. Now, before she tags him in, she gives him some advice. She's like, listen, time for you to beat this girl up. Beat her up. Something like that. But teach her a lesson, some sort of thing. But this is the funny thing. As soon as Brooks Jensen will be tagged in, Ken James will no longer be the legal competitor. So whatever would be done would be illegal. It's like, come on now, this is ridiculous. So she tags in Brooks Jensen. Brooks comes in like, hey, sorry, Kiana. Sorry, Fallon. I guess it's time for ass kicking. Time for an ass kicking, Fallon. But now that Fallon is no longer the legal competitor, it's Josh Briggs comes in. Now, Josh Briggs. Now, this whole match here, got to say, it's all gimmick changes now. New look, everybody. It's Brooks Jensen. He used to be the cowboy with these big floppity boots. Now he looks like he could be a Hollywood blonde. Like these tall white boots, laced up boots with, black knee pads and a Speedo. While Josh Briggs, he looks like he's ready to fight like Andre Chase is ready to fight. He like Montez Ford was on Monday. He's wearing camo pants. He's wearing hiking boots. He's wearing a cut-off button-up t-shirt. And that's his ring gear. So it tells you one thing, or one or two things. Either he's never ready to fight, or he's always ready to fight. Wah-wang! Wah-wang! So yeah, so now here we go. Brooks Jensen's about to lay the beat down on Fallon Henley. But Josh Briggs comes in and lays out some Brooks Jensen. That's right. Now here we go. Josh Briggs is taking out some Brooks Jensen. And Josh Briggs looks like he's going for a finishing move of some sort. And that's where something happened, something weird. I'm not sure what happened. But Kiana James starts mouthing off to Josh Briggs. Like, that's my man. You can't tell him what to do. I'm the only one who can tell. Or something. I'm not even sure what they're saying. But this got Josh Briggs all like frazzled. Like, whoa, what's going on? This lady with her problems, I don't know how to handle. So then Fallon Henley knows how to handle it. She crawls across the room there. She slides out. She pulls out Kiana James from the ring. She hits her face a little bit on the apron. And then Kiana gets thrown face first into the steel steps by Fallon Henley. So Kiana gets, not face first, she gets tackled into the steel steps. While inside the ring was enough of a distraction for Brooks Jensen to take over. He starts with a massive spinning heel kick, knocking down Josh Briggs. And then with a couple of massive clothesline from the front of his face, then the back of his head. And then trying to finish him off with some sort of brain buster. So I was like, wow, that's pretty impressive. But did not get the pin. So after that, he decides to, I guess, you got Kiana James outside the ring. It's Fallon Henley cheering on, Josh Briggs. But then Kiana James clobbers her in the back. And then she grabs her little handbag, and she throws it into the ring to Brooks Jensen. Now she said, use it! The referee's right there. He can see what's happening. He uses it, they get disqualified, they will lose. So he said, okay, I'm going to use it. So he winds back, and he takes a run at Josh Briggs. Josh Briggs sees it, and he hears it a mile away. He dives out of the way. Brooks Jensen still runs at the ropes, and he hits those ropes, and he throws that briefcase out. He throws that handbag right outside the ring. Oh, whoops! And he hits those ropes hard, and Kiana James gets flopped off the ring apron too. Oops! Now, when Josh Briggs, when Brooks Jensen turns around, he finds Josh Briggs face to face and gets hit with Josh Briggs's only move, the one move of doom. It's the clothesline. Josh Briggs, he doesn't wrestle. He's a punch and kick guy, period. And this is his one move, the clothesline. One man who has less moves than, a John Cena. So next up, we got ourselves a little bit of a heartbreak, maybe. It's Brooks Jensen and Kiana James, and like, oh, it's baby. Yeah, we lost, but it's okay, right? I love you. And she's like, I never loved you. You're an asshole. They never said that. But yeah. So yeah, she breaks up with him. And he's like, boo, boo, boo. He was crying a lot. And he turns around, but guess what? He's not alone. Josh Briggs like, brother, hey brother. A brother never lets a brother down, brother. Come here, brother. Give this brother some love, brother. Now, he never said any of that. But yeah, but it is Josh Briggs there when Brooks Jensen falls apart. Love. Oh. Will I ever have sex? Oh. Brooks Jensen. Moving on. We go backstage with a little bit of the Mackenzie Mitchell with Dragon Lee. And Dragon, why he's talking about your current, NXT Heritage Cup champion. That is Supernova 11, Noam Dar. That's right. Talking about one day our paths will cross. It's true. That's going to be fun. Noam Dar versus, Dragon Lee. It's going to be fun. It's probably going to be a classic Heritage Cup style matchup where there's like a 5 rounds. Best of, you get two best of 3 or something like that. Anyways, regardless. So, our next big match is a brand new Oba Femi, which we all know who's going to win, no matter who he was going to go against. And I'm thought like, oh no, he's going against former NXT UK Tag Team Champion. It's Oro Menza, So Oro, he was doing good, but this match is basically this: it's size and strength versus speed. And clearly, Oba has got like perhaps a good 75 pounds on Oba and Oro. So here we go. When Oro got held, Oba gets his hands on Oro, it's not good news because he gets Oro, like a blue thunder bomb is set up for a blue thunder bomb, and then picks him up and throws Oro across the ring. It was pretty impressive strength, really good strength. A big test of strength for Oba. Now, Oro Mensa's no pushover. No, this match was 3.5 minutes, so it was about the length of an average commercial break. Oro wasn't squashed. He wasn't squashed. He had some offense down. Even got to top with a massive jump kick to the face. That's right. But however, is Oba Femi. He was a massive. He's just too big and too strong. Just clotheslined the hell out of Oro, and that was it. Now, this puts his finish move. Oba's finish move is the power bomb, and this clearly puts his power bomb in the top power bombs of all power bombs. That's right, the Kevin Nashes, the Gunthers. This power bomb is insane. Now, his power bomb is like the Kevin Nash, not Kevin Nash, but it's like the Kevin Owens power bomb, the pop-up power bomb. So yeah, that's right. Oro is popped up into the sky and then power bomb down, and that's it. Oro Menza gets crushed by Mr. Oba Femi. 3.5 minutes. It was a ride. What do you expect? A big man doing some big work. So now after that match, we got a little bit of the Gigi Dolan hitting that ring side there with some advice, talking about JC Jane. He's talked about JC Jane, saying, you know what, JC, she's got a message. She got a message for JC. And she wants to beat the hell out of her. I believe that she's going to do it at, it's going to be Battleground, perhaps. And a big fine finale, because JC Jane's got this pickle up her ass for Gigi Dolan. She just can't, she's just obsessed. JC's obsessed with Gigi for some reason. So anyways, with JC's brother watching, because Gigi's brother watching the match, because JC brought up her past. Anyways, she wants to have a face carving contest, and basically it's face carving time for Gigi Dolan on JC Jane. So now we go backstage, I guess, with Mackenzie Mitchell, and she's with Drew Gulak and Charlie Dempsey. And they're talking about Wesley, one of the greatest champions right now. Talk about how careless he is for being a fighting champion. He's being too careless. And they're saying, I guess it's going to be next week, Drew Gulak versus Wesley. So Wesley, it's going to be good. It's going to be fun. I think it's going to be more of a ground game. Wesley's going to prove why he's one of the greatest out there right now. The youngster Wesley, he's come a long way. Wesley, yeah, he's talent on talent. And speaking of Wesley, we got our next match coming up. It is a triple threat for the World Championship. And Wesley's back there. He's getting a front row, well, not front row seat. He's got in the back in the locker room area. He's got a nice TV. He's going to watch a match. Why? It's the Mr. Schwami. It's Mr. Toiler Bite back there. Now, Tyler Bate, ECC decided, like, listen, you're going to be going against the two guys here, Drew Gulak and Charlie Dempsey. Listen, I would like to be on your side. I'd like to be on ringside for you. I would be there for you. So he's being the Schwami he always is. Now, he was there for Chase U when Thea Hale was disgustingly abused by Joe Gacy, and she was like completely just out of her mind, like with confusion and be scared out of her wits. It was Tyler Bate there to calm her down, bring her to her center, calm her down with some meditation and relaxation. And he offered that to Wesley. He said, hey, before your match, you know what? We can meditate together. So yeah, it's going to be good. At least it's going to be even, So Wesley's going to win because he doesn't have to worry. Unless, of course, it's he gets backstabbed by, Tyler Bate. He's not a really nice guy after all. He's a dirty hippie, really. But anyway, we'll find out soon enough. So this next match was the World Championship match of the NXT. Tiffany Stratton versus Roxanne Perez versus your current champion, Indy Hartwell. Now I thought, okay, yeah, could this be Matt? No, this match was confusing. This match was, I don't know. Things happened. A lot of people could have got hurt, or people did get hurt. Now in this match here, we got ourselves Roxanne Perez. So she's her spit. She's giving everybody a tope suicida between the first rope and second rope, hitting Indy Hartwell. And then hitting Tiffany Stratton. Now, Tiffany Stratton got hit on the other side of the ring at the commentators table. So when she hit Tiffany Stratton, Tiffany came down. I thought, okay, this could be bad because Tiffany did hit her head on the commentating table. I thought, how bad could it be? Could it be bad? Possibly. And another thing. Now, here's a bad injury. I'm thinking how bad was this injury? Now, it is Indy Hartwell, Roxanne Perez, they're outside the ring. Tiffany Stratton, her big moment. She climbs on the top rope and she does a moonsault. A beautiful moonsault. Tiffany Stratton is a queen of this stuff. She's a fearless, absolutely fearless Tiffany Stratton. So she goes off, she hits both Indy Hartwell and, Roxanne Perez. Now they go down, and unfortunately, Indy Hartwell goes down very strangely. Looks like it could be either from, now it was not it's not a broken leg because she can walk. It has to be at least a sprained ankle because her foot and her ankle and her leg, it got crunched real bad. She just went down very badly. And after that, maybe she was supposed to leave by script, that this is where the Indy Hartwell, or this is where Roxanne and Tiffany have a one-on-one for a little bit. Who knows? It was supposed to be. It was in the cards or not. But anyways, Indy Hartwell was taken out to the back, and she was legitimately, and they all knew it. Vic Joseph and Booker T. No one was having caviar wishes and or champagne wishes and caviar dreams today. So we go into the ring again, and we get an interesting spot here. I think possibly a possible injury. That didn't show today, but it will be an injury, perhaps a concussion. This is Tiffany Stratton and Roxanne Perez. They're inside the ring there. Tiffany Stratton is sitting on top of the top rope there, and Roxanne Perez sets her up for a Frankensteiner, a hurricane off the top. Now Tiffany Stratton goes for a front bump. Now, it gets weird because when she goes for a front bump, now Roxanne Perez has zero control. She's upside down now. And it looks like Roxanne Perez takes a header on the mat. She bumps her head bad. So Roxanne Perez, that could be a future thing they got to look at. She could probably have some sort of, concussion. So anyways, they fight on in the ring there. Eventually, Indy Hartwell hobbles down to the ring. She beats up some Roxanne Perez and beats up some Tiffany Stratton. Really struggling. The audience was quiet. Like, it was like, oh, this is bad. How is she going to do this? How is she going to finish this match? So it's Indy Hartwell. She hobbles out the ring. She rolls out of the ring there. And the match goes on. Tiffany Stratton goes for her patented moonsault off the top rope to hit Roxanne Perez. Indy Hartwell was too slow to get her. Now here's where I knew things were like, yep, this is where the shit hits the fan. Tiffany Stratton, now she was going to go for the pin. And clearly where her natural position was, her feet were pointing in towards the ring. Tiffany Stratton's feet were in towards the ring. And when she went for the cover, she had to make it so her feet were pointing outside the ring, towards the ropes. So she did that. I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's where this ends. And Indy Hartwell slides her out of the ring. I guess that's enough. Slides her out of the ring. And she fell unconscious. And when she hit the floor, I'm not sure. That's just ridiculous. Indy Hartwell hobbles in the ring, hobbles to the ropes, bounces off, hobbles towards Roxanne Perez, and then with the hobbling forearm shimmer to the face. 1, 2, 3. Indy Hartwell retains her belt. But clearly, she's injured. How badly is Indy Hartwell injured? Who knows? I mean, Roxanne Perez only took her 3 days before her belt was stripped. Ridiculous. So anyways, that was the end of the match. Indy Hartwell gets a big victory. Tiffany Stratton looking dejected. She's looking absolutely like a champ. Tiffany Stratton looked great. Roxanne Perez lost again, unfortunately. Roxanne, one of the great talents of wrestling, not just NXT, of wrestling. She might not be the biggest girl in the fight, but she's got the greatest brain in the fight. And walking away as champ, who knows? For the time being, it's Indy Hartwell. She's badly injured. Is she beatable? I'd say yes, more than ever. Anyways, that wraps up for this week's episode of the NXT. Now, right after this short break, we'll come back with some SmackDown. But if this is on YouTube, that's it for this this episode.